Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for coming here. This is, of course, very exciting for me personally, for everyone at Wargaming. It's really the first time doing this, and it's been a long way. We, as a company, Wargaming, have been making strategy games for more than 15 years now. But most of our games were those, single-player games we put in a box. We made something like 12 games before the tanks. They were good games. They were based on tactics and strategy, sometimes some team skills. However, there was no financial success. They were just good games getting good reviews, good Metacritic scores. But Wargaming still was a very small and unknown company. It just so happened that somewhere around 2008, we happened to be at the right time, at the right place. On one hand, the development of infrastructure, internet connection, computer, CPU, GPU was right. And as a company, by that moment, we amassed probably one of the best group of developers in the world, having done all those strategy games in the past, and we decided to move into online. And we started making this MMO, Massive Multiplayer Online game, which then turned to be World of Tanks. As I mentioned, there was a combination of hard work, good history, and of course, certain luck. We were at the right time at the right place. If you look at World of Tanks, from one perspective, it's a simple, easy game. You have your tank, or many people did not believe that you can make an emotionally attachable game with a machine. So human being or elf, yes, but tank, no. But the game was so simple to begin, the game was so simple to start, that many players tried it. By today we have something around 80 million registered users all around the world. So it's easy to start World of Tanks. But as you progress in the game, pretty much you can still stay with this casual random mode and just use World of Tanks as some kind of time killing after work. But when you come home and you have to kill 1 hour just blowing stuff up. However, the game, 15 on 15, PvP, players versus players, happen to be relatively and then more and more complex when you go up, so that to be victorious as a team on upper levels, it requires a lot of skills. So World of Tanks gives you the opportunity to just play casually if you want. I personally casually played 13,000 battles by today, right? And it also gave you opportunity to be very competitive. Well, good news is that it's still fun. You blow stuff up, you have those big metal machines, and playing World of Tanks is still fun. So some people are playing hundreds of thousands of battles by today, so I guess you have to have some kind of enjoyment and entertainment to keep playing for such a long time. We believe the World of Tanks nicely combines the best elements of a lot of genres, like real-time strategy. It's kind of RPG elements. Of course, it's an action game. It has tactics and it has strategy elements to it. So that's why it became so successful. We did not design World of Tanks as an e-sport discipline. Well, I often say that, when I talk to the media, I usually say, it's not possible, in my opinion, to just call your game esports and it becomes esports. That does not work this way. This is how it's happening. You have to make a good game for the people, for millions and better dozens of millions of players, and preferably around the world. So the game has to be enjoyable, fun, it has to be very balanced. For esports, it's very important, and you have to have dozens of millions of players. Then naturally, you have this critical mass of players who don't just want, they don't want just to, kill some time. They want to be competitive. They want to show off. They want tough competition. They want to be on the stage. They want to have sponsor logos. They want to win prizes. They want to win big prizes. That's when that's the moment where you say, yes, you have this esports potential. And then what happens as a company, you have to work hard. Well, even today, the following 3 days, you will probably notice, I hope, that how much organizational skills, how much logistics, and TV, and lighting, microphones, and water, bringing people from all over the world. Esports is kind of a business inside Wargaming. Esports team at Wargaming is right now 40 plus people. That's the size of Wargaming 6 years ago. So it's a small company inside the company. Anyway, esports happened for World of Tanks naturally, and of course they were not so much us, but the players who demanded it. I clearly remember 3 years ago, our PR team and community team came to Warsaw. It was like this. Victor, can we go to Warsaw to meet our players? I'm like, oh, do we have Polish players? Yeah, some people in Poland play. I'm like, okay, we go. So we, of course, not only Polish, we were running around the world meeting German players, French players, American players, Russian players. Anyway, we came to Warsaw. We had a team of 6, 7 PR people. We had this secret meeting place, which was this American-style saloon bar. It was like a beer house somewhere, 20 minutes taxi ride from here. So we're going there in 3 or 2 taxis. We come out, there's no one. Then 2 guys come out. And we're like, oh, 2 players. Fantastic. We're gonna rock the house. And then, are you Wargaming? Yeah, are you all the Tanks players? Yes. And then from around the corner, there was no music, but every time I remember this, I have this Reservoir Dogs. 60 or 70, it was a crowd. For us, it was a crowd. From around the corner, the Polish community appeared. All their faces were fierce and fearless, and we pretty much destroyed this beer house. This house ran out of beer. They had this big things with this, and beer was over after like 3 hours. So at these meetings, and not only in Warsaw, around the world, of course the players come not only to drink beer, but to discuss the game. And 3 years ago, we started hearing for the first time this, give us more competition, give us more competition, we want to compete. Well, and especially Polish players. It's not a secret that Polish teams, Polish players are amongst the most competitive players when it comes to World of Tanks on the planet. And I heard that not only World of Tanks, other games, Polish teams are amongst the best in the world too. So yes, esports for us as a company and World of Tanks as a game was pretty much driven by the player demand. They were demanding, and they always give you features. Of course, 15 on 15 is a little bit, as an example, 15 on 15 is a little bit too much because it's really hard to gather 15 players and friends. So we did a lot of changes to World of Tanks to accommodate this esports thing. We made 7-7. We made, right now we're making special maps. We will talk about this later. Anyway, we started developing this esports. We started conducting the first tournaments. I remember the first actual competition was when we were still in beta. I was playing on behalf of the Wargaming team. We were winning, we were losing, and it was so emotional that I realized, hey, this is the future. Then we started to, of course, communicate and cooperate with established esports organizations like ESL. Thank you very much, ESL. Starlighter, and in 2012, World of Tanks was featured at WGL, World Cyber Games in South China. So we started to do on the ground whatever we could do. And we also started, of course, our own competitions. Before these grand finale, kind of unofficial World Cup was called UL Steel. So the final was held in Moscow, and the second time it was 2 times bigger than the first time. So it was great success. We were shipping players from Chile, from Philippines, from China, from America, from Europe. So it's getting better and better every year. So that's why in the beginning of 2013 we officially announced the Wargaming.net Esports League. The prize money pool was 2.5 million. And amazingly, again, you'll get more specific numbers a little later. When I heard that there was like 40,000 teams participating throughout the year in this season of 2013, I was like, hey, there's not so many games actually having 40,000 players, and we're talking about professional esports teams. So this is of course great news for us, great news for our players, and great news for esports in the world. So today, and tomorrow, and on Sunday, we're going to witness this great competition at its best. Well, again, I would like to end that we, as a company, of course, are very committed to this. This is good for us. This is a good thing to do. And also, you can imagine that doing these esports is good for us as a company because it just lifts and it raises interest for our game amongst millions and millions of young people who are joining the game just after watching esports broadcast on Twitch or on YouTube. And with this 40+ team, and this team is growing, and this is a global team, I want to stress, the global next Wargaming probably is, if not the only one, but maybe one or 2 companies in the world which do this World Cup really on the global scale, from Singapore to San Francisco, covering pretty much almost all continents up in South America, so and Africa. So we have putting more and more resources into this. We're switching the game. We're making it more suitable for broadcasting. We're working with the teams to, a lot of new teams who are inexperienced, that they train a lot and they know how to play all the games, but certain elements of esports like sponsorship and some logistics, we're trying to help them. So we're putting a lot of efforts into this, and ladies and gentlemen, this, I promise you, is what you're going to see today is just the beginning. The next year, of course, is going to be bigger than year 2013, and we're really excited about this. So I want to, of course, say a couple of words about our players who, all around the world are showing their passion. Some of them are actually members of professional esports teams that they're getting salary, to play esports, and a lot of them are enthusiasts who just think that they can be the best in the world, they can go and win this final prize. And this is good. This is a very fair competition. So we're really excited to be here today at this place at this time. So I'm giving my commitment as CEO of Wargaming that we will in no way be stopping this activity. We will make it just bigger, longer, pretty much forever. So right now, ladies and gentlemen, please allow me to pass the word to a person who for many years now was one of those esports Wargaming people who was pretty much, if not creating, but studying all the things esports and pushing it not only in Europe but all around the world. Mohammed Faro, please.
Thank you, Richard. Welcome everyone. It's a pleasure to be here, first of all. I think there's a lot about esports right now, and we hear it everywhere around the world. And I've been in myself for many, many years. When I heard the first time about esports, a couple of years ago, you think, okay, what is this esports? Why is it like going crazy and everyone's pushing it and pumping it? Esports, I think right now is one of those unique tools, unique entertainment parts, unique competition opportunities around the world for any player to participate, not caring about where he comes from, which language he speaks, markets, no language barrier, nothing out there, which stops the player from participating in esports. As the technology changes, Right now, we could talk about outside, saw a guy with a beautiful, nice smartphone who was watching the screen, just like in the metro. And it's okay, 5 years ago, it was quite rare to see that. I didn't have it all, to be honest. And now people have the technology to support the opportunities to just jump in, participate, watch esports wherever they want, play the game still, when they want, how they want. And this pushes naturally the demand, the interest in competition. Very nice example, the grand final here. As Victor said, we started with players demanding it, going very harsh with us in words saying, guys, this is what we need, this is what is needed for us, this is what we expect. And this is the hardest thing for us as an esports team as World Gaming to live up to the expectations of players. Coming with this, we're looking around the markets, see other companies, friends, colleagues, helping pushing the esports world, using the new technologies, using the new time, the new era, the best way to bring what they want. Maybe you guys know, just last year, 2013, they were in the US the first time esports athletes recognized as athletes, real athletes, so they get visas now, sports visas. We have South Korea with many years broadcasting live television esports. Now Sweden do the same. So we can see this change in the world. We're changing the energy, we're changing the behavior of players, and then we get way closer to each other. It's so easy to jump in and compete. And this is something where we say, hey, this is where we have to start. There's such a massive potential in launch. We have to fulfill what we asked for. One funny thing now with the Olympics just happens, and the Olympics are like a big thing. One of those flag carriers, I don't know if you know it, he was even esports player, Need for Speed, but he was an esports player. And he was carrying flags in such an event. You could see that even governments, media, the catalog job who doesn't play, recognize there's something happening. There's something which interests me. This is where the vision of war gaming comes in. The vision of creating the world, creating esports universal. We don't limit ourselves, we have, like as Luca said, 80 million players, hundreds of thousands of esports participants all over the world, and they're getting better each day. They ask me for better marks, they ask me for better tools, and we try to live up to expectations for them. It's challenging, but we love it. As if you see the next few days, we look around here, you see the teams, you meet the teams, hopefully you will have a chance to talk to them in person. You will see where the passion comes from, which drives us. The quality, which our partners provide here, in the name of war gaming, is so far one of the leading standards in the industry. It's outstanding. But we do not stop here as well. But to look at the future, I would look back. What we had in 2011 best example. We started more or less 2011 with very casual community tournaments. We had some guys on community meetings, meeting together, hardcore fans, playing for who is the best. It was fun at the beginning. We joined, won't know it, not PvP, whole our lives played it. World of Tanks is all about PvP, and then we could see there are a lot of players coming and they're asking and demanding for more tournaments. This was also like, what can we do? Let's start and have fun. It's a good way. So 2011, a lot of community tournaments, but no prize money because we said, hey, it's community. There's no need for us to push the next level, to invest money, not at all. And everyone was happy, everyone was fine. There was no need for an esports department because we created just a community, we just started to understand what's out there for us, what the player wants. We had a lot of fun, no esports departments, and then we realized there's a massive demand, Every time we went out, the players told us, guys, please give us competition. I want to show who's the best. Especially, I would say, Europe, Russia, different regions. Maybe it's British, I don't know, they have this prove themselves, show who's the best player, show them who's the best athlete. It's sport, now esports turns into sports. Now people look at, okay, Ronaldo is an amazing player, but now we have other pro stars out there in our world league now turning into stars. Getting on the streets, people ask them here, getting it all together. So then we realized, okay, we have to start following up, we have to catch the ball. So in 2012, we started the first international tournament. It was a tremendous success. We received a lot of good feedback, a lot of points to improve, let's say like this. And we started waiting, let's pick up the ball and run. This was the first time we said, let's invest some money. Let's give some money out to the teams to see how many of those teams are willing to go pro, really for big money. We invested 100,000 prize money in 2012 the first time. Sorry? And then, I wouldn't say then, but most likely we started creating the department. Dedicated department for esports. And we used to feel us, you invest first 100,000 and you have a tournament, national and esports department. Yeah, no, it's possible if you know what you're doing. But it became necessary that we created the esports department. So that was the first big step, and in 2012, after creating the esports departments, we had 120 plus tournaments. And this was a massive, crazy success. And we were like, wow, 30,000 participants participating in over 100 tournaments, 120 plus tournaments. This is tremendous. So that we reached the max, we're there, we're like, we're doing esports. And we're so proud of it. Well, how did it go? As the new year, 2013, with a beautiful support, with help support of our executive level and our picture, we invested $8 million into 2013 esports. That was good. It is, we were full of a massive amount of money. It is a crazy amount of money, and there was a lot of pressure with the team to invest $8 million. How do you know that players pick it up? How do you know it's going to be a success with this money on back? Maybe it will flop. But the esports scene itself right now is not making it possible at all, because it's a living organism. It pushes itself, it creates, it grows naturally. So this, all we can do now is building and growing. And 8 million, let's say, was a good investment. I mean, it's easier for us to go to stay growth. Naturally, with this as well, with big investments, we look at the global scale, and so we have to create a global league from all different regions, as especially the Polish players came out in Europe at least quite fast to be one of the strongest, maybe not this strongest, the Germans want to be on a very high level. And then we realized, okay, Russia has game out for a long time, and had crazy numbers of players, good players, star players. So we said, okay, we have to do it globally. The game is globally, it's universal, let's kick it off. So we created the Wargaming League, which was a tremendous success. At this point, we can say, look, we can look back, and very proud to say we had, as I said, 30,000 participants before, a year, and now we have 40,000 esports teams, 2013. And saying esports teams, you know, esports team, what tends is different than other games. We have 7 to 10 players in the team. So it's not like 2 or 5 or 3 or 7 to 10. It's a massive amount of players, organization between them, communication, bringing people together. Through this, we saw, okay, we were foolish to think that we could not grow with this. We just, at this point, we realized we have big shoes to fill by the community that also belong. This led automatically to massive viewer numbers. We started to stream all over the world. We had over 100 million viewers all over our channels. We have like, I don't know how many, 7, 8 official channels for Wargaming tournaments, for Wargaming League tournaments, finals. And over 2013, over 100 million views. And other esports companies showed what it's possible to do more, and to say, okay, it's like it's a competition, not only the games as well between us, colleagues and friends. Say, okay, you push up the bar, we follow, we do the same. We push each other to help the players get the sports they want. Following that, 100,000. Oh yeah, that's good. Sorry, so you're right. Okay. now I know what to do and missed the point. So I said 40,000 esports teams, and you saw look at this, over 200,000 was nearly 300,000 players played in tournaments. These numbers are shocking. As I said, teams 40K, 7 to 10 players. It's only over 200,000 players playing esports, just esports, not global tanks, casual, dedicated teams. This is something, as I said, is stunning for us. It's beautiful and it's frightful. So we know what to do. Which resulted in the next point with 100. The next point is 100 million euros. We're not there yet, to be honest as well. We have a lot of things to improve at this point. We're not perfect. The esports team, we are a person working day to day, every day to improve it, especially the viewers, because there are a lot of players we see are esports journalists. They have a lot to improve. We know it. We improve it, we love it, we live it, and it's just the beginning. Which one very, very good thing in 2013, which helped us through the community to push to the next level and probably reach those crazy numbers, was the concept, this new player approach, which was free to win. And in the end, we probably know the game, the class could buy some certain tools in game, certain ammunition, things are gold. With this innovation, this new completely, we can say, game-breaking, market-breaking mode, saying it's free to win anything with the game, you can get through playing anything. That changed the whole esports world for us. Because suddenly there was no like, hey, this player maybe does something, does something he has possible goal condition which I don't have, or it's done. With this free to win change, which was perceived quite amazed by the community, that this change made esports pushing up crazy new levels. Because suddenly everyone was equal. There was no different at all. Even if there wasn't different before, like mindset-wise. They did not be the same, not be challenged, you know? They're all at the same level. So just the best player, the best team, the best tactician could win now. This was 2013. Then we said, okay, we're there. We saw esports. As usual, maybe it's bad. I don't know. Say we reached a good point. We're happy. But then we said, okay, 2014, how can we improve it? What can 2014 bring us? Not wargaming, bring the esports scene to the next level. Because as I said before, we always give it the air, now we find this was an experience we realized we're never there. It's just ongoing, it's growing. The technology pushes esports, the world, to a new era completely. So 2014 is the big year for wargaming esports. Starting was a decent, massive, outstanding grand final. But we do not stop here at all. Esports fans, I'll share some pieces now with you for the year from esports department. These are just a few things which the community are very keen and eager to hear and see. And I'm very pleased and happy that I can share some information. The first big thing, after investing $8 million in 2013, was to increase the budget. Hard to believe, but we have to increase it 25% more. See, we went through this crazy amount of number, $10 million for esports on a global scale. When I really got this confirmation on the budget sheet, for several times I had a conversation with some other colleagues and friends in other companies as we know each other, and we talked about it, and they said, we have our responsibility to push esports scene to new heights, to help not only working esports, the overall esports to grow. Meaning, investing this money in the right way for the pro teams, for the league, for the tools, for opportunities to create new streamers, new showcasters, new teams, new opportunities, not only for World of Tanks, for esports world. This is something we look forward to 2014, everything, all focused on the, I want to say, grassroots. The grassroots of esports, to help them grow, to help them understand. It is a chance for them to live love playing what they do, and have a chance to get professional, have a chance to influence some money, and have a chance to be stars as the team to be here on the big stage the next 3 days, to be appreciated, to be celebrated. This was one of the better things. Then, the last very nice thing which helps us, as I said, to push the community grassroots is the partner program. The partner program with esports is that we have hundreds of thousands of players out there, good players who can create amazing ones. Developers from different smaller companies, persons who can create things you can't create. Because we learn one thing, the community can do better than you. Always. There are like millions of players who can do this. So this program helps players to get found, get like money to start creating their own business, but to make the dreams come true with us, helping us get their tools. This is a very, very big thing for us. And this will lead to user-oriented tools in the end, which are driven by the players, by the communities to say, this is what we need. So they know right now, their things are very good, but these things we have to change. So we give them the chance to change themselves, to be a part of the universe, to be the next step into world tanks esports. And this is something we're very, very proud of, and very happy to share with the players that they have the chance, and we have the chance together to grow together. So, and saying this, our pro players, the teams which we're going to meet this 2 days, they are hardcore. They are pretty hardcore to say that. When I played, I thought I was good, and I have to be honest. I don't want to say it's age because we have older gentlemen in the team than I am. They are kicking some butts. But those guys, they know what they're talking about regarding esports. They know what they want, they know what they expect. And this is crucial for working with esports to listen. To listen to the players, to listen to the community, to listen to the esports coach players, as I said. And these are the ones which helped us in 2014 work very, very closely with developers to create not only tools, maybe more snapped, but contribute to esports world itself. And this is a feature which the players themselves will be very happy to hear because they will have like dedicated resources and people just for them to help us get better. These are some of the points which I'm very happy, very pleased to share. There's way more, much more to come in 2014. This is esports, just the beginning for us. There are way more things for us to learn, to understand, and with the help of our community, all pro gamers, I'm pretty sure and keen looking forward to it to see what will bring 2014, 15, 16. At this point, I would like to hold horses, enough feeders. We have 3 days to share some more information possible, and I would like to give back word to the PTC. Thank you.
Let me just say a couple of words about esports in general. We are, of course, Multitanks is not the only esports discipline. We're very grateful to other companies with other great games which started it all, started from Korea and now pretty much being all around the world. Today we have thousands, hundreds of thousands, millions actually of people playing esports. Not just thousands, millions of people playing esports professionally, all the games, and dozens, hundreds of millions of people watching this on this TV. In some sense, esports is becoming this, cultural event. I think we are catching up with things like basketball or football, and definitely future belongs to esports. The best proof of this is these professional players. It's not just a bunch of kids playing for fun. Those people who are professional esports athletes, they get salaries, they have professional big teams, they have the whole businesses which are around, which are based on having those teams playing different games, getting money, getting sponsorship. So it's getting, that's already some betting on esports. So those are all good and bad signs that esports is gaining ground in the minds of the people all around the world. And yes, today esports is definitely international from Taiwan to Seattle. What is about to happen here? Well, of course, it's not the size of the Olympics here, but if you think about this, like in Rio Winter or Summer Olympics, where athletes are competing for a couple of years to different stages to come to this final battle, the same for today's event. Those 14 teams, they have been battling through dozens of semi-finals, quarterfinals in their respective regions, and the fact that they're here today means that they're actually the best of the best in the world in this discipline. And let's make no mistake, when they're sitting here with the water and talking to each other casually, those guys are right now, I guess they're training, they're discussing the tactics, they're synchronizing mentally, so they came here for victory, and they're very serious about this. Well, these 3 days we will distribute the rest of our 2.5 million budget, so 300,000 approximately will be given as prize money to the teams who arrive here. So I think, well, yeah, sure, they deserve it. They spend hundreds, thousands of hours practicing, synchronizing, training, trying to find the best tactics, studying their opponents' Twitch, YouTube streams. So it's really, really hard work. 2 years ago, when the tennis was not yet that big, in Games on the Turn, we did this show nationally staged against the Germans, and it just rolled over us. It's like, we were just sitting. The German team just they just destroyed us. We did not understand how exactly they did that. So it was us, them, okay, we did not see them. And then boom, there was no us, and there's them. So to do this, you have to train, have to be very, very good. Well, there was still this stereotype in society that playing video games is just teenagers killing time and doing stupid things. Or at least people think that we are geeks. Well, this is not true anymore. Today, computer playing games, and especially esports, is a very, very serious thing. Yes, you don't have to be the fastest man on the planet, you don't have to be the most physically fit, heavyweight lifter, but you have to have skills. You have to have skills, and not only raising your cooking, you have to be mentally fit, you have to be smart. At the end of the day, you can compare this to chess, right? And the beauty of esports, most of esports disciplines, is that it's a team sport. So your team has to be perfectly combined, trained, fitted, prepared. And as I mentioned, it takes a lot of time, a lot of skills to do that. As a person from a gaming company, and being in the game myself in my teenage years, and remembering my mother coming to my bedroom and giving me a hard time for playing this or that game, I really had to from time to time to think that, okay, even with all the text, this teenager comes home and waves in front of his mother is whatever, $20,000, $15,000 check. So this makes my heart beat a little faster. And this is one of the reasons why actually we are doing this. So, as I mentioned, esports is catching up with baseball, basketball, and football, and we as a company are working hard to do this. And these grand finals is, well, a very big event for us. It's the first time we have so many, emphasis in one place. This is a festival of gaming. This is not only for game and all the things we believe. The news about this event will spread on Twitch and YouTube and other broadcasting networks all around the world, and make us as an industry even stronger. I'd also like to say a big thank you to Poland, to the city of Warsaw, for pretty much helping us to do certain impossible things. We can see it's not only just for us geeks, right? It's also it's the government, it's the officials who understand the importance of these things and helping us greatly in this respect. So, well, as a company again, the next year, we'll be increasing budgets, increasing our team doing this, and we'll be cooperating whenever possible with esports leagues on the ground. Whenever possible, we are cooperating and talking, exchanging ideas with other gaming companies, with other game publishers, because for us, this is good news. Together, it's not only about what we thanks to our League of Legends. We have to make sure that there are dozens, even hundreds of really good games played around the world professionally, so we will all benefit from this. Also grateful to this new generation media, Twitch and YouTube being the most amazing representatives for bringing these esports beyond the traditional TV like in South Korea, bringing to the young generation, Y generation all around the world, just at the mouse click, one mouse click away from watching this. Thank you very much for coming. I hope all these 3 days you will have a lot of exciting things to observe, to write about, to participate, talk about players at the end of the day. I mean, they will probably tell you more about what we tend to do this for more than I will know. So at this moment, please allow me to pass the word. It's a great honor for me to Deputy Mayor of the city of Warsaw, Michał Olszewski.
Good morning, everyone. It's a sheer pleasure for me, and honor also to participate in this welcoming press conference. It's a great and sheer pleasure for me because I'm also a player, so this understanding on our side is somehow very obvious. We have a small team in our office who is playing a small platoon, maybe not really big on, but we are still improving our performance. Me personally, I'm after maybe 1,000 pounds, not really involved. My colleagues are much more better. I'm not a part of the leading team of our nation, who is a leader in the world. I'm not above average even. My colleagues checked my knee yesterday on the illustrator, and discovered that I'm weak. So I think this meeting is going to be a very good reason to start now working hardly. If you're gonna decide to have my final in 4 years, I'm gonna be for sure in this team. I can promise. First of all, thank you for the organizers to choose Warsaw as a hosting city of the tournament final. We are really honored because the e-sport is a very huge segment, very huge part of our market. We know about the audience which is in our country. I heard it's more than 1 million of players coming from Poland. I always meet them on the servers when I'm playing, so I know some of them I know very well. It's a sheer pleasure that this meeting is going to help in Warsaw also because of the economic reason. We have a very strong creative industry, and we are strongly believe that it's also a proof to show that e-sport is not a dream. It's a real competition which is involving not only young people but also people who's in my age or maybe older. And it's also a huge market, not only for the consumers but also for the developers. We had, as a city, some success on this market from 28,000 of the companies which are active in creative industry. A serious share is working in ICT technologies, especially on games. One of the most popular games which comes from Warsaw is our startup, granted by City of Warsaw a few years ago. It's a VHM game, probably you know about the game because it's worldwide known. It's a sheer pleasure also to host all of you, and with the hope that you're going to find not only time to compete, but also to enjoy the city, maybe the same art, as you mentioned.
We're going to have some events.
Some events. Okay. If you want to discover the city, it's a good time. believe me, April and May it's the best time to visit Peru also because it's everything is growing, it's becoming green. It's also weather condition is much more better than a few months ago, and also it's sunny time. So hope you're gonna enjoy the time not only here in this very nice pleasant venue, but also in the city. And hope you're gonna also enjoy the bus and Polish beers, especially craft one, which I like very much. And what I can say at final, because it was very rich introduction before me, but my previous speaker. I keep my finger crossed for you, for this winners. I don't want to compete, as I said, because I'm going to be out in the first 5 seconds, probably, out of the gates with my Panzer in 6th year. But still, I'm going to, for sure, watching and observing who's going to be winning team. Of course, I know if the Polish team is here in the competition, but it is, of course, my heart with you. Thank you.
As we say, those two final words. Warsaw is actually one of the most beautiful cities in the world. Today is 7:30. I was in floor number 43, this intercontinental hotel gym. So 7:30, the sun rising, and you can see pretty much almost 360 the panoramic view of Warsaw. I'm telling you, this was the most beautiful gym session in my life.
Please come often.
Yeah, and that's the statistics. I'm not joking now. When it comes to all tanks, it's a good representation of three sports around the world. So we know from our sort of statistics that the biggest old tank city is of course Moscow, because Moscow is a really huge town, right? Plus a million people. But when it comes to world tennis players per one person, per population, Canada, the biggest country is of course Iceland. They have 300,000 people, but there's 3% population playing world tennis seriously. But the most populated per capita city in the world is of course Warsaw. So that was one of the reasons. That was one, and it's not only about world tennis, it's an indication of this growing trend. It means, and we know this is Counter-Strike, League of Legends, and other games. I think Warsaw can challenge any other city when it comes to esports men per capita. So that was one of the biggest reasons behind bringing this grand final of full tanks here to Warsaw.
You're going to have it on our Facebook. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Andrew. I am from Ontario. And I have some question for Victor and one question for Mohammed. Victor, you first. You bought the studio of Chris Taylor. Already know what kind of game it will be released for Wargaming? Do you have some plans for transfer your games to next-gen console, not also Xbox 360? And when we can expect from Wargaming announced, because the studios was stand famous on turn-based strategy.
Thank you very much for these questions. When it comes to Chris Taylor, that was the right time, the right place to shake hands with Chris Taylor a year and a half ago, approximately. He's a legendary star in game development. I was playing his games when I was playing games, only not making games. So we realized that if we combine, it's really business. It's always looking to the future. You never know what is going to happen tomorrow. All these gaming projects, like World Tanks or any game in this category, let's be realistic, it requires thousands of millions of dollars of investment, and it requires a really good team with 50, 100, 200 people. It requires a couple of years to develop. So when I shook hands with Chris Taylor, I pretty much said the following 1.5 years ago. Hey Chris, we just happened to be in our game in the right time, the right place, somewhere 4 years ago. We all were making great games in the past because we knew each other before. Why don't we work together on something great? We have technology, we have the success of all the things, we have this secret sauce which is free to play and free to win mechanics. So, of course, we're a little bit better financially, so we can put some resources and technology behind the new game. And he said, okay, so that's what we did. It was just a year and a couple of months ago. So today it's still early to give the answer to your question because I don't know it myself. We don't want, the reason is we don't want to copycat all the tanks one more time. I don't think our players will appreciate if we just, stop our creative thinking and just, copy this successful business model. I know that the players around the world, even if they're all tanks fans, would appreciate something fresh, something new. But we all also know that to come up with a really good game which will win the hearts of dozens of millions of players, and not only in the US or just Russia or just Germany, but all over the world, including China and Japan, and Holland and Germany and Singapore and Australia, it takes some time. The game development process for a good, for legendary, for hit game is quite long, and the most difficult part, all the parts are difficult, but in different sense. The first prototyping or brainstorming or ideas is the most difficult. Again, please remember, we have to come up with something mind-breaking, beautiful, with the best graphics and engine. But that's doable. Okay, that's easier to do than to come up with the next Dota idea or with the next Clash of Clans. Okay, let's go the best example. With the next, Counter-Strike, with the next Fallout thing that millions of players will love. So right now, and this is true, I come to Seattle from time to time. Okay, I come to Seattle often. We are prototyping. So prototyping means there's nothing beautiful. There are some things resembling units around the screen, and it's not about beauty or physics. It's about how we balance. Is it a PvP? How much PvE we have? Is it a scenario-driven game? Is it a competition esport game? So there's still a lot of experimenting, and unfortunately, there's only one way to pick up your exact direction. You make a prototype, and you have people play this prototype. Not only your developers, we know this game already after half a year playing, and it's we're not integrated. So you have to take the people pretty much from the street and make so-called focus tests, and the normal people from the street should say, oh, this is a good idea. Of course, they have to sign an NDA, so they will not spread the news. This is what we are doing now. We are very close to our final formula, and only when we finalize it internally, we will be able to make announcements. Otherwise, we will be just lying to you and to the base. When it comes to turn-based games, yes, turn-based is something from what we started, and I still love pretty much all the games we made on Master of Souls, DL Online, Black of Souls, some other games. Unfortunately, yes, the market of retail these games is dying off. Yes, there's still some nice companies, from Paradox Entertainment, which are making successful turn-based games. It's just we chose our way in 2008, and we drastically moved towards it. I'm not saying we will never make a turn-based game. It's just right now we have so many things to do for all the tanks, for all warships and other games we already announced and we're working on. So we have to focus. Wargaming today is like more than 3,000 people. It's 60 officers around the world, and believe it or not, they're all working on these PvP, competitive, militaristic kind of games. All the tanks we released after 4 years 22, 23 updates. So, because our players want more, they want physics, graphics, we can play most, these esports editions. So, our hands are full. So, right now, there is no turn-based game in the making. Unfortunately, though, I love them really much. Did I answer both of the questions, right?
Yep.
Thank you. We'll take a question from...
One question from Mohammed. All we know that Wargaming League is World of Tanks League. By the way, Wargaming have another game like World of Warplanes. Why we don't see it right now, right here? And maybe in the future it will be Blitz or some cards game.
The answer is very simple. Remember, I told this in the beginning of my presentation. Esports is not like Victor Kisler says this will be esports game from now on, so be it. No, it happens naturally. First of all, we will launch the game. Second of all, we have to work hard as a company to make this game popular. We need to have millions of players just playing this game around the world for fun. And out of those millions and dozens of millions of players all around the world, naturally and statistically, esport will arise. So all players right now is not, like if you compare all the tanks all the planes. Of course, all the tanks is much bigger, but it had 4 years, head start, right? And we did not yet launch all planes in Asia. We could not do esports without Korea, without China, without Singapore and Thailand. So all planes, of course, it's even more. I think it's even more competitive, it's a more difficult game to play because it's more difficult than all the tanks. This 3D dogfighting. It was launched just 5 months ago. So please give us a little more time to master this critical mass, and it will come. It's not today. And the Blitz is the same. This mobile game, it's getting bigger and bigger and bigger. This is a very beautiful breakthrough. It's a step forward in it's not qualification, whatever, 1, 2, 3, it's a very complex game. You have to work as a team, you have to be precise, you have to skillful, you have to train. It's a game. So when it hits 7 million players around the world, I don't know, just give us a little time, please.
Thank you. Yes, on this side of the crowd, thank you. Up here.
Hi, I have 2 questions to Victor. First one is about tournaments, about esports tournaments. So we have a lot of small tournaments like ESL every week and months finals, and we have one big Wargaming League. Will it be some intermediate tournaments with average prize money or average prizes, and how often they will be? This is the first question. And the second one is about trophy, about the huge, amazing cup. Do the winner of first season of first grand final takes it, or it will be moved to next winner of second grand final and so on?
Thank you, but I think Mo is the man on the ground doing this like every day, so he's better with this question.
So for the first question, that one, plans are right now to make a split of our system difference, like the gold, silver, bronze, which leads ultimately to the grand finals, to the finals. So there are plans. Some regions active, we do working for all regions on the global scale. We all have this pyramid system where the players compete. They turn winnery, monies, ripples on the way there to the gold, to the top leagues where they win real big money. This will happen in 14 on the global scale. This is good news for that. Regarding the second question, something I think to share. So whoever wins the trophy, it will be engraved. The winning team, where will be, will be given next year out again, the same trophy, so like World Cup. But the winning team will get a version of the trophy as well, a smaller one, and additional something very, very special besides the nice money. But I won't spoil the gift as I will keep it for Sunday to share this information. But they will go home with the trophy. Not this weekend, because we have to engrave it, so the case of it, the target engraving, but they will get it. The big one will be probably placed in Cyprus or Minsk or maybe all over the world, maybe we're going to move it each month to another region for the office to showcase the world that this is World Championship Cup and winner.
Thank you. Do we have any more questions from the crowd? Yeah, just one over this side. Thank you.
Yes, hello, good morning. I'm Josh from G2A.com. I have a question for Mohammed, which is connected to esports and streams and broadcasts. Because, first of all, I wanted to ask, what is your plan when it comes to broadcasting the esports tournaments? Because, for example, I'm from Philippines, and I've competed in some of your tournaments, actually. And when I see streams and broadcasts in North America and in Europe, they are good. But for our region in Southeast Asia, Asia in general, as a player, I'll be honest, it's not that good for us. It's not as entertaining. And then also, I know for a fact that the partner that you had, GomTV, has closed down. So what are your plans in terms of the media coverage that you will do in this region? And yeah, what are you going to do about it? Like, are you going to have a studio like the ones you do in NA and in Europe? Yeah.
So for the Women League, as you may see now, I keep looking down, we need to be also whether keep looking down because we see down there in the background is it's the new logo, which is the new design, which we introduced in 2014. 2014 said we start esports on a complete new level, on the global scale. We introduced a new design, a new face, neat, clean, and this will be known in all regions, meaning all regions with one Women League will have the new design, a new look, a new standard of quality, and it means that some regions have maybe something to improve, like all of us has, we will do it. The thing is, we're not there yet. 2014, we will improve our grounds on the global scale to show we live it up. So you don't realize you watch NA, or such Asia, or European live stream, because again, the aim is for us to look at it all look like. And this, we have very strong partners in all regions. We have to install 25% increase of investment, which we invest into the kind of quality, into the basement, which guarantees that quality is equal on a global scale. And I'm pretty sure, and I can promise you, next year we'll see each other. I will ask you, please tell me, give me feedback, and I'm pretty sure that you say you're there.
May I please add a couple of words for this? We at WGL admit that today, well, as you say, it's not so entertaining to watch all the tanks battle. This is actually true, and we admit this. Remember I told you that we designed all the tanks just as a game for fun, and it became esports naturally, right? But this game leads on. I mean, it's not one game which will stay forever. We change all the tanks pretty much every week, every month. And for the esports, well, the reason for this non-entertaining aspect is very simple. The price of a mistake is too high, so that's why, again, we have a little bit more camping than you would expect on the TV, because the other team is really very good, so if you stick out, there's some smart and sharp shooting guy on the other side which will just kill you. That's why it's a little bit steady. But we know that, and I know that, and everyone knows that, we're changing the game. For example, here, we brought the developers from Minsk, so they will be talking to the players, and we have this program where the professional players who will attend top teams will be actually getting contracts at your game, and they will have obligation to play X amount of matches and share their thoughts. All the things is a live community project. It's not just one game making money. No, this game already belongs not just to us, but to those millions of players, and esports component belongs to the athletes. So we are going to intensify the communication between pro players and the developers, so that we can afford to do the esports mode, on the side like it is now. It's not your standard fun mode. So we will be changing it, and we will introduce changes to the rules. Which ones, I don't know yet, but there are a lot of plans for that for sure. and communication with the players will give us more details to make the gameplay itself more spectacular, and it will automatically mean more beautiful broadcasting. It's not about Asia or America. It's just about the game itself. We're changing it. It's a lot of hard work because we have to keep it balanced, right? It's not just about blowing stuff up. It's about blowing stuff up, but it's about being very balanced, and it's about fair competition. So you have to balance this spectacular and balance and fair play. So, but we're getting there. We know the problem.
All right, thank you so much. Yes, we have a question from this side.
Yes, hello. My name is Jim Corwald. I'm from Gamer Geeks from the Netherlands, and I had a question about peripherals. Do you have any plans to release World of Tanks or World of Warplanes specific mice or controllers or how do you call it, keyboards or something like that?
So I won't go too much, as we have very good partners, leading partners on the global scale, and they often, as leading them right now, there are verticals dedicated to World of Tanks, all products, and you can see that there's a massive amount of just ask questions from the community to have that. People want to be involved in this, and I can tell you, you won't see, it will be very good for sure, and we deliver what is expected.
Thank you. So we have a question from this side.
Good day, gentlemen. My name is George. I'm from Russian website WGL. So I have some questions for you. First question about partnerships between WGL and Polish government. So this the first. And the second question Victor, is for you. What do you think about virtual devices for Q3? So, will we see your next game for these devices or not? Okay.
Can you repeat all those?
Yes.
Okay, when it comes to Polish government,
No. It's two questions. So, first question about partnership today, and the second personally for you. For the next project game.
the first question is easy. We're a business, we're a company making video games and running service around it. So when it comes to partnerships, like for example with government also, it's just a practical thing. Good news is that the vice mayor is our gamer. I mean, he is our player, so that softens probably a little bit, but it's about practical issues. It's not about just kissing each other, just shaking hands and saying good words. No, it's about arranging this. It's about doing some promotion in the city. So it's all on the practical level, I believe, but we enjoy it.
Yeah, so, usually we try to be very pragmatic in such politics. We know it's always emphasized brand of the city worldwide when we invest in such events. So as for us, it's a platform for sharing the brand of the city and showing the market. Probably, I'm sure you're going to enjoy also the city as people said, also with some beautiful views and enjoy this spring in the city. But from the economic point of view, we had such strategy to strengthen the MICE sector, meaning incentive conference and event sector. And in this sector, we see it's very, in this, let's say, the core of this MICE sector events, we see as a target to develop such events in the city. So it's very obvious this partnership to us, and we try to strengthen our presence at this conference, also at presence on the whole events, and our work is to help as much as we can to facilitate such events in the city. That's all.
Thank you. With the second question, when it comes to new devices like Oculus Rift or Google Glass, for example, or Touch, Surface, it's for the next generation consoles. Actually, I forgot to mention the next generation consoles from one of the previous questions. Sorry. it's about critical mass. So as long as we are not PC game makers, yes, most of our games, all the things initially was on the PC, that's right. It's just because there's 1-2 billion PCs around the world. It's a good platform. But as a company, we have to understand, please just try to understand this. We don't make a game for a specific platform. We make gaming experience. We had a really good experience with the Xbox 360. It's not about, the Xbox 360 is a relatively old machine, right? But it's not about the CPU or GPU, it's about the gameplay experience. It just so happened that in North America, and in England, and in France, and in Spain, most of the players, when it comes to mass market, just happen to have this habit to play at home, in the couch, with a controller, with a plasma screen. So you have to go where consumers are. And this is 47 million Xbox Live members, the online this community. So yes, this is a good critical mass of the market to go into. Don't forget we are free to play, free to game, and 75% of our players will never ever pay us a single penny. So for us as a company to make money, we have to amass millions of players, right? To get this, 24K, all the things is a good game, so we have probably the highest paying ratio in the industry, like something around 25%. So it's good for us, but still we have millions. When Oculus Rift, I spoke with the CEO of Oculus, which showed me this device, beautiful, I almost, it was very scary, okay? I was, and it's just when they take over the world for the 10, 20 million of those devices, nothing prevents us from going to there. Our engineers, we make some technical things. It's easy to make, technically it's possible to make the game with Oculus Rift. There's no big problem. It's just about when they take over the world, we will join them with the game. Our business is about big numbers. The same for any other device. So right now we have good experiment with Xbox. When Xbox One, for example, hits big numbers, nothing prevents us from talking to Microsoft. I know they will be happy and it will be a good market for us. It's just, this day is not today, right? The same for Blitz, for example. We are running this closed beta now. It looks like it has to, right now it's too early to say, the potential is there. So when we have 20 million iPad and Samsung Galaxy players playing all the tanks on the iPad, so yes, we will do esports, of course, and we will push more games to tablet and make all the tanks bigger on the tablet. It's all about big numbers. Technological platform, for example, streaming. Right now, it's gaining ground. So we may become, 5 years from now, Wargaming will be a streaming company just because everyone is playing through this, streaming technology. It's not about technology only, it's about gameplay experience. If there's a platform which covers the world in millions, we'll do that.
Thank you. Thank you. I'd just like to inform you this will be the last question we'll be able to take today.
Hello, my name is Kasper Witodzimski, and I'm from Polish website WGL. We can all see that this event is already a huge success, but I can't stop wondering if you ever thought about, because before you mentioned Counter-Strike, Dota and all the games that are in the e-sport for longer than you, and I've been wondering, have you ever thought about joining them to create something like, e-sport Olympics? Or maybe you guys are planning to run something like Riot's LCS by yourself?
It's very hard to answer, but it's a good question. I think it is the whole industry, with esports, a completely new thing. And I think a lot of everyone right now is just thinking, where are we going? It's such a massive thing happening right now. We have in contact with Riot, as Paul mentioned, friends and colleagues, all of us. There are some ideas going around, opportunities maybe, but right now we have to focus on, for us, is the esports scene itself. So look, how can we make it grow? And first we'll be on the basic of the root system. How can we help there to get the player their experience they expect they want to play, and this is main moves for us right now. So we have first get the base done, and then we're there, we're comfortable, stable. Then I would not say there's nothing going on. Let's see what's happening. First of all, we have to first year, the first year, so we're starting with already tremendous numbers set. But there are dreams and crazy ideas going around, yes, but we have to.
If not talking about plans, so just for our imagination, do you even think that's possible that one day we'd have great championships for World of Tanks, Counter-Strike, Dota, League of Legends, and all the games in one place for all the players? I don't know where could you possibly host the event. That's interesting, but do you think it's even possible?
So I personally and my colleagues and all, everything is possible. This is something I learned in the last few years, and the last few years in sports. Anything is possible. So I won't deny it.
Probably we should ask this question to Vice Mayor of Warsaw.
On national stage.
Yeah. Do you have bigger place?
Of course, we can do it on the national stage. I can imagine, you know.
At this stadium, I could see from the it's like a big thing.
It's not Beijing.
But it's huge.
Huge. Yeah, of course. Yeah, it's huge. Like people China.
Now, seriously, let me please add a couple of words.
Of course, as I can imagine, the most important thing for such event is venue and infrastructure. I can't count in my mind how many places we can use, for example, in the infrastructure, in the, let's say, the hotels, etc. But it's probably, from my point of view, the main problem is the logistics. But as previous speakers said, everything is possible. We can't deny such possibility to organize also in Warsaw. And if ever came to us such initiative, we can consider.
A couple of words. We as a company, we like to share. If you Google, for example, our press conferences or some speeches at GDC and DICE, we gladly share those things which we do well with the rest of the industry. For example, this Rise of Free-to-Play, we probably believe that yes, together with Riot Games, we were one of the first in the West to push free-to-play on all the publishers. Media and players that we don't want to catch this, go and buy. We were constantly pushing, not only World of Tanks, but the free-to-play concept. I myself gave dozens of lectures, round tables, workshops, explaining how it works. So, like I mentioned today, you're absolutely right. This is the new Olympics. This is the new competition. This is the new television, right? So, yes, one game probably does not make the Olympics. So, yes, we as a company have to go and extend our hands and shake hands with Riot, with Valve. We know those people and they know us. Today, yes, we are still early for us because we have the latest edition of esports. So, give us a little more time to make sure all the things and the accommodation are very, very suited to the game. And then, yeah, it's a phone call away from being together. So, not happening tomorrow, but we look at this very, very positively, and I think the time will come very soon. So we will. But your question gives more confidence to me than when I'm to write this, I will move fast. And I think my colleagues from the esports team will not argue with that, and they will just have to make this happen. Thank you very much. It's a good question, and it's a good, like,
One last word. If League of Legends can be treated like a regular sport, so why not World of Tanks in future?
Yes, it's a live sport. So, I mean, World of Tanks and League of Legends, all those games, they, Riot and us and other countries, we develop them every day. Games are evolving, they're changing, they're becoming better, more spectacular, more TV style for esports. So it's a live project. It's not just something we bought 5 years ago and using it. So great things will come in the future and in the nearest future. We work hard and make only bigger efforts for esports in all its forms. So I think something nice will happen soon. Something like you were talking about.
I just want to add about the stadium direction for because there's a lot of commentators that said that our stadium is very similar to a grading one. It wasn't a mistake if somebody wanted to compare. It was the same concept to create these stadiums in Beijing during the Olympics in the city of Warsaw, in the national for Europe. It's the concept of nest, so it's true. Our stadiums are very similar, but probably you can enjoy our.
Are you preparing to host the Olympics 2024?
Actually, we don't have this on our plans.
Thank you very much for your question. Thank you all for your attention. Can you join me now in thanking speakers and spokespeople for their time? Thank you very much. Thank you.